Marcus, completely out of context. If you were just shown this image, what do you think has happened?
I think this man has fucked this man's wife. He took his kid and is raising them better. And is telling him, no one wants you here anymore, AJ. I'm the daddy now. That's what it looks like to me. I took everything.
To me, this looks like a combination of skits of the Chappelle Show. It looks like Gunther said to AJ, "Fuck your couch." And then what did the hand say to the face? Slither!
Oh yeah. That's kind of show we're bringing in today, guys. We're bringing down AJ. AJ looks confused about this. Why are you coming for me? He looks like the angel of death has come for him right here. Man, I don't know if you remember the Bone Thugs and Harmony video, Crossroads, but it looks like Gunther's going to touch AJ's head. His eyes are going to turn black. He's going to die. I don't know if you've seen that video.
No, but I do have a strange story about something similar to that.
Oh, what? Similar to that? Hold on. That's one of the top 10 most traumatizing moments of my childhood. Is seeing the death of Uncle Charles in that video. You have something that is more devastating than that.
Yeah, well, obviously, first of all, I'm Lord Manny Hayes, the racially ambiguous, aka Rockstar Gravy, and over there,
and I'm Marcus, the grand finale, formerly of Bone Thugs and Harmony.
All right, forget we ain't talking about wrestling right now, but so we got booked a flight, so we were going to my friend's wedding. We were going to in Philippines, but like normally you fly on a good airline.
Yeah,
normally, but obviously we didn't have money back then.
So Spirit,
no, so we were flying Air China.
Okay.
Which meant a layover in Beijing.
Yeah,
I think it was Beijing. It may have been Shanghai. I can't remember.
Okay.
All my friend wanted to do. His name was Chris. He's black. So obviously he looks different. He stands out. I can blend in. in China.
You know, like big was ass. Yeah, we always do, Manny. We always do.
He stands out. But the moment we landed in China, I think we were there for like 5 hours maybe. All he wanted to do was brush his teeth. First of all, we had to go looking for a toothbrush and toothpaste for him.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, we had to hurdle him to protect him.
Yeah.
So he was surrounded by us. So he was in safety. But like, so we find all this stuff, and we go to the bathroom, where he's able to go. But so I went in there. I'm taking shit. It's been a long flight. I come out, and some Chinese man has now got Chris like this.
You got what?
He's holding Chris like this.
Oh.
He's touching him like this. Like if you've ever watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, the animation, the animation where Aang decides he can take away the Fire Lord's airbending by just touching his head like this. I didn't think you could do that. And then Chris, I think he's trying to take your soul.
I lived that, Manny. I lived that.
But Marcus, we have news to talk about, not talk about.
Wait a minute! I thought this was coming back around somewhere. What was the story? I thought it was coming back around. How did we get to a flight? How did we get to a flight in China from years ago? What? I thought it was coming back around somewhere.
No, it was just a compliment.
This man is now in wrestling or some shit. I thought something was going to happen.
No.
You're telling me a story about your friend being touched in the bathroom. That's what you just told me.
Yes.
In China.
Yes.
Well then, damn, Manny. Well then, damn.
Well, I kind of forgot what we got on the docket.
We have a lot. The main thing is we were going to just cover the first part of WWE Unreal, but surprise, surprise.
Well,
surprise,
I think
we completed the series.
I think what happened was I text Marcus around midday to say I finished watching WWE Unreal.
Yeah, and
he felt there was a competition needed.
No, I felt like if you're gonna be all knowledgeable, I gotta be all knowledgeable. I can't go in there with some half episode ideas of where this show is going to go or something. So I was like, I am going to finish this morning as well. So I powered through it and I got through it. And it's not as long as last season. It's only 5 episodes. They have another one this summer. But Manny, my question for you about this show: better or worse than last season?
I think worse.
So it's a step down.
Last year, season 1, you kind of were caught by surprise about what happens backstage and all this stuff. And this season, you kind of knew what you were getting. Almost like you didn't know what storylines they were going to cover and stuff like that, but you kind of knew what you were getting. I thought they would have more leaned into the failures of the Cena heel turn.
Yeah,
a bit more, but they didn't do that.
Nope.
But so I felt that was one of the big things that was missing. Outside of that, I didn't. I kind of expected a lot of it. The only thing I wasn't expecting that we've spoke about in our pre-show thing, which got a bit dark humor stuff in there, so we will never be seen the light of day.
But, I will. I'll say it on the show.
Was Chris Parks, aka the Monster Abyss, once again crashing out?
Yeah, full grovel mode. But before we get into the controversial parts of this Unreal, I guess the Chris Park aspect, though, that we love the most. Manny, I would like to add that I think that this season was unnecessary. They didn't have a story they wanted to go on. It was a rough year for WWE creatively anyway. They didn't really have anything that they wanted to push. It just seemed like we're doing this, but we don't know what we want to say because it was such a rough year. And it seemed like they phoned it in, and basically you get an extended episode of WWE 24, what they already did on the WWE Network. This did not feel like Unreal, where they had a lot of special graphics and vignettes and special camera tricks. They did like maybe 1 or 2, but it was like, that's it. It was kind of basic by the numbers. They kept it really simple.
There was a Kenny Dykstra one, which I thought was weird.
Yeah, like he just shows up
nowhere.
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking.
He came up like it's like, yeah, that was not natural. Where did you come from?
Levi, no, they didn't. They didn't talk about it. The furthest you go is to his SummerSlam match with Cody, where he's basically done. He's like, I'm done.
Yeah, I think I don't even think they'll get to that in the summer when they do more episodes. I think they're gonna get to Survivor Series maybe.
And even that portion that they cover, it was like basically like 5 minutes of the 5-hour thing. Like they barely covered. They didn't touch any of the stuff that people were that was too controversial or too like, hey, this is nothing the fans got behind. And it just seemed like a lot of WWE propaganda. It just seemed like we're hyping things up.
A lot of it was kind of boring.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt with Chelsea when she was like, I don't know why they're making me drop the title right now when there's so much more I could have done. And when you kind of see what they did with Zelina Vega with the US title, it makes sense. Like when you knowing the future, knowing the future of what happened after that, I was like, yeah, you maybe could have kept it on Chelsea a lot longer and you could have ran comedy stuff. But then they did. That's the thing though. They did kind of answer the question of probably why, of like who's she gonna face if you put the title back on her and stuff like that. Because if you do, that's fine. But she's faced everyone all the faces that are on SmackDown.
No, so when he said that, I went, but you have an entire NXT roster, all these people involved, AAA Mexico, you have TNA wrestlers, you have all these resources, and you couldn't think of any one of these people and be like, all right, they can face that person. Like that was my question about that. He listed 3 wrestlers like that's it. She already beat B-Fab, me and him, and I forgot who the third person was.
Zelina.
Who was there left for? Oh, Zelina. And who else is there for her to beat? Anybody else? She's not on that level. She's not beating a Stratton or a Jade or anything like that or whoever they brought up. And I was like, then call some people up. Clearly, you need help. Clearly, you don't have a deep enough mid-card division that you would be like, okay, because Chelsea could have just been ducking people. And I think it'd still been entertaining. I think they just wasted, dropped the ball. She broke her nose again. I was shocked they brought up Lucha Underground, though, with her and her Penta match. Which,
can we just... I am further more annoyed at Penta says from AEW when this man was speaking so fluent. I was like, why did this man need a mouthpiece ever?
Yeah. This man was talking, telling his story. He had his kid around. He was explaining the Zero Miyano thing. We went through his entire career, and I was like, I could have used more Penta. We could have used more, but they decided they're not going to mention AEW, which is another hazard to their show. Just bring up AEW and TNA and disconnects and stuff. Bring it up. Make it real. Because I want to know what led to Penta's reason for jumping. You know why now, because the parent is where he wanted to be. He's happy.
Well,
but you don't really learn what was going on in his past. It's like he wrestled in the Lucha Underground and then he was happy to be in WWE. And I'm like, nothing happened in between there.
Yeah, well, you're not going to mention the competition direct like that until you crush them.
Bring them up. They're already. If you're not afraid of your competition, bring them up. It's not like it's going to change anything. You can bring them up in a negative light too. Be like, yeah, they dropped the ball with me. You can even say over there. They mentioned nothing. It was Lucha Underground, and then he made it to WWE. It's just kind of like, what did he do in between there? Why did he change his name so many times?
And then nothing else really happened on this show.
No, I mean there's a lot of stuff. Like let's go into the crash out of Chris Parks. I think this is what everybody I think is going to talk about at the end of the day of this season of Unreal. So we're going to go all the way back to the journey of LA Knight versus
Money in the Bank.
Yeah, at Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank match, which they all state is a nightmare to put together because you got so many moving parts. You got something very unpredictable like a ladder in the ring. You don't know how it's going to fall. You don't know. And then when you add people into it, you just don't. The safety aspect of having to book that must be a nightmare. I wouldn't know. So they've gone through all those motions and they've done the finish. So they've explained the finish is Seth's going to climb up the ladder. LA Knight's going to come up. They're going to have this battle on the ladder to see who can grab the thing most. And then there'll be a struggle.
Hold on, man. So I'm sorry. I want to apologize for Manny. He's not speaking correctly for the wrestling fans. And Manny, you understand this in a minute. Because when you talk about wrestling to wrestlers, you have to make a million hand motions. You gotta go. They're gonna be like this. They're gonna be like this. He's gonna be like this. Like every single stuff.
That annoyed me so much.
It was so funny. I was like, "What is this pantomime shit we doing?" So he's gonna go, and you're gonna be like, and then he's gonna be like, and then he's gonna be like, no. I'm like, have you
ever had a conversation that speaks like that?
No.
Have you ever been in a conversation that's so if you remember that in that reel we put out or the short that we put out of me receiving a phone call during the show during Bash in Berlin once, and then that lent into Marcus going, "How dare you interrupt me while I'm watching my men?" and all these various other jokes of Jamiroquai calling you to tell you to stop wearing his hat, something along those lines. She talks like that. My cousin actually talks like that when she's describing things like, yeah, we went over there. And like, "Bah!" It's exhausting.
It was like
exhausting.
This is not sign language, guys. I can hear. You do not have to give me poor descriptions of someone being punched and then you selling the punch. Yeah, no, everybody. And it was just Triple H did the most. He did the most, Manny. It's not an even. He is the leader of that backstage locker room. He has started. You hit him like this, and then you go, ooh, and then an explosion happened. They're like, boom. And I'm like, do you know the scene in Star Wars Return of the Jedi when 3PO is explaining what it's explaining to the Ewoks of what's going on with the war and the Death Star, and they're like Luke Skywalker. He's like doing it, and then he's like, and the Ewoks are like, oh, that's not gonna ever be me, people. That's never gonna be me. I'm never gonna go, oh, you did this. You don't have to speak in. Anyway, they're supposed to go back and forth in the finish and whatnot. And then, but LA Knight just pulls Seth down, and then he gets Seth moved, and Seth just gets up and gets the money in the bank. In the back, they were so angry. And Chris was like, the finish, no, that's not the finish. That's not the way the finish supposed to go, Hunter. Please forgive me. It's not your fault. It's not your fault, Jelly Roll. Chris Park, it's not your fault.
No, but first he went to Bruce.
Yeah.
First he went to Bruce. But Bruce didn't even acknowledge him.
No. Bruce is like, what do you want me to do, man? You fucked it up. You guys went to business for yourself. No. Bruce, he's begging by Hunter, and he's telling Triple H, yeah, man, and then Triple H is like, I know, it's not your fault. Chris, it's not your fault. They go in the ring. They go in the ring. It's up to them. They're in control. You can only do so much back here. They're in control and all that. And so LA Knight comes to the back, and he can sit down in the corner like a little kid. And Triple H starts describing what the finish is supposed to be like. And you just see LA Knight like, yeah. Just taking it all in. But we've all been in that moment of someone telling you something. You know damn well how it was supposed to go. And yes, it was wrong. And you don't have to admit that. Keep going on. Like LA Knight had no defense. It's not like he's saying the fucking guy did this. No, he had no defense. He fucked up. What do you want?
Marcus, do you have a favorite moment of the last time you've been in that situation?
No. I've never enjoyed any of those situations.
I think the only time I've ever fully been in those situations was when I was working in the store, and then obviously you're the QB on that day, on the day when you're running the shift.
Mm-hmm.
It's until your head coach or your store manager comes downstairs and goes, no, we need to do it this way. And obviously there are a gargantuan of reasons why you couldn't do it that way. But he's now deciding to scold you on why this is gone wrong.
It's so frustrating. And you see the frustration in LA Knight's face. And you hear the anger in Triple H, who's really upset about this finish. Because in Triple H's defense and everybody's defense as he's scolding LA Knight, that finish was flat. Everybody, I remember going like, that's it, huh? That's how we're going to end this. The vision comes out, destroys everybody, he climbs up and wins.
The thing that bothered me about that was the emphasis was it was a blown spot by LA Knight. They said Seth was angry, but they never followed up on why Seth was angry.
Because he knew LA Knight messed up. It was all on LA Knight. And I feel like this may have been a hit piece to get people to get upset at LA Knight. It seems like because everybody looks innocent except for LA Knight. Because
what's going to happen?
He pulls LA Knight down, and I mean, it's what could Seth do at that point other than say, "Hey, we need to climb to the top."
I think what's going to happen now is much like how everyone rallied behind the Monster Abyss last year and said that Bruce Pritchard is a piece of shit. Well, especially the Stevie show. But I feel anyone that's watched this will rally behind LA Knight because everyone remembers what it's like to be in that position where you're sitting on the ground or being schooled like a little boy.
Yeah. So who's in the wrong here? Do you think LA Knight's in the wrong for not getting the spot right? Or do you think Triple H is wrong for scolding him in the little corner and making him feel very small?
I'm gonna bring it back to. Do you remember there was a WWE 24? It was about the WrestleMania that it was Chris Jericho versus Kevin Owens.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And Vince McMahon hated it. Yeah, Vince hated it, and then the way he didn't even want to hear from Kevin after that.
He didn't even look at Kevin. He didn't even look at him. This is not what you want. Yeah.
I think as a talent, right then and there, because I think Kevin came back and thought that was all right. That's why he went over and asked, because I don't think I remember the match. I didn't think the match was that bad.
No,
but,
the issue with the match, to give people context, is that it was based off the Festival of Friendship feud that him and Kevin had, and they were going to have a breakup. And I think Vince wanted the match to be intense and wanted them to fight and not have a good looking match. Basically, he wanted it to be ugly and be physical. But they went and had a just an all right match. I would say just all right, like nothing that would make anybody mad or anything. It was just that the people would know. It's just more like it didn't have the aggression. It didn't seem like it was a blood feud that my friend betrayed me. And so when they went out and had a regular match, that's what seemed to upset old Vinnie Mac.
Yeah, so and then gave him the silent treatment, what felt apparently, according to that, for months or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Where I think Triple H telling him what I think Triple H taking him to the side and then telling him why the spot, obviously the spot went wrong, but then telling him what could have happened if they hit it, I think is a lot better than the way Vince handled Kevin Owens a couple of years ago.
So
I think that is a better way, but that's where it was maybe too public. But obviously that was such a small shot, so you couldn't technically see how many people could have heard what was being said to him. Obviously it looks bad, but I think those types of conversations happen in the back quite a lot, because if you remember when IYO came back from her match, he literally just jumped on Triple H like
and I'm declaring they fucking, man. Something going on.
That's why Stephanie don't wear the wedding ring.
You know, ruined that marriage or something. But I think the difference between the Vince McMahon and Triple H moment is that Vince still had the rest of WrestleMania to go through and didn't really have time to talk, as opposed to, I believe, Rollins and LA Knight. The show was over. That was the end of the show.
No, I thought there was more to that Money in the Bank, wasn't it?
I think it was just
was that the ending?
I think that was the end of Money in the Bank. It may have ended with that, or that was the second to main event or something. Maybe Cena may have ended it. No, I think Cena had a. I think they had a tag match earlier. I thought that may have started the show.
No, so the last match was Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul, and then the match before that was the Money in the Bank.
Okay. Well, I can see them having time at that moment. Oh, you know what? They have a bunch of time. It's a different time because we get 30 minutes of commercials and like 5 hours.
Yeah, and then obviously they'd have to bring out all the ladders and shit for that.
Yeah,
they'd have to bring out all the ladders and stuff.
He still had more time.
So I think Triple H kind of handled it all right. And it wasn't necessarily a scolding. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like it was more of a.
It was, but it wasn't.
It
was a scolding with that. It was scolding,
Yes.
Cause in Triple H's head, this motherfucker, like you can hear you can just see it there. Motherfucker fucked up the whole match, fucked up the energy, the vibe. The people are gonna blame me for this shit. I gotta go do a press conference. This motherfucker gonna fucking do it. Like you can see that in Triple H's head, and then when he says it, I have to be HR correct. So the best I can do is just go over what was supposed to happen. Like and it just hurt. It just seemed like it was hurting physically to LA Knight.
But
physically,
but then I run the world of equality. The same thing wasn't done to Lyra.
No. So
I feel it should have been.
Well, it's not
in a bad way, but like
it should have been Lyra and Becky. They fucked up big.
I think it was mostly Lyra when she comes out there, when she said in the interview, I knew from the moment I was about to walk out there, I hadn't switched on. And I've had days like that too. Like when you approach work, or sometimes when me and Marcus are literally on the verge of dying in the pre-show, and somehow we managed to put out a show for you. Just know that was we gave you everything that day.
Yeah, I'll let you know. This happened to me yesterday at work. I came into work, and it's a normal day. And I got rest. I was fine, but I was just like, I'm just not into this at all. And the day was just like shit. Not yesterday, the day before yesterday. And the day just felt like shit. Like just everything was just that could go wrong, went wrong, and all that. And she had that in front of a million, thousands of people. But man, what a rough day. What a rough day in the office. Becky got to shrug it off though. Becky's like, what a bad day. So if you don't know, we're talking about the match where the zip ties and
it's Lyra versus Becky at SummerSlam last year.
The match
but
went on and on.
I beg the question. I know it's a bigger stage, but like Becky moved on to Maxine essentially, which I think is way worse.
I don't know. I prefer the Maxine and Becky story more than I cared about Lyra and anything Becky has done. Like,
I feel bad for Lyra
in the wrestling match. Sometimes matches are going to be bad. Huh?
Yeah, when you know how much he cares about this and how much Becky really wanted to put her over, and it just didn't pan out. I feel bad. I feel bad. And the way she was crying, I was like, oh, okay, she really wants this.
Yeah, she really, like, you can see the pain in Lyra. Like, this is the worst match of her career. Like, it was a million excuses, but not excuses like, oh, no, this is Becky's fault or it's someone else's fault. It's a million excuses of why that match went wrong, and she just rattles them all off. But she's blaming herself, and she's blaming, and you just go like, nah, Lyra, it was a bad match, and Stevie's going to be talking about you as the worst match ever, and Manny's boy James Romero is going to talk about it as
By the way,
well.
he's already released a video saying that episode 1 of WWE Unreal Season 2 was boring.
It was. You know why it was boring? Guess who the main protagonist of this whole season is? And maybe that's why we're not as interested. Your boy Seth Rollins. He's almost in every episode. Him and Becky are in every episode. And I think that he's just a boring guy to talk about. Like, even when he's talking about his swerve with the leg thing, it just seemed like I was more interested in Becky's story of, I had to lie to my family. I'm getting hives and shit. My daughter has to lie, or her teacher knows, and now she's in a loop. She's in a loop in the up and up in the business. But when Seth was talking about it, I was like, I don't care, Seth. No one believed this. You thought Seth made it seem like he had the swerve of the century. And they kept trying to build it up that way. And I was like, but it was already rumors and reports right off the jump that you weren't hurt. And once that happened, it was a bad. And I want to know who let it leak. Who let it leak that he wasn't hurt? Because they said they kept it tight-knit, but it seemed like everybody knew. Who let it leak? Was it the Unreal Crew? Was it Peyton Manning? Well, Seth was faking his injury. Like, who let it go?
He ain't that Southern.
He is that Southern. He's as Southern as KFC fried chicken. I know he is.
He didn't even sound like Foghorn Leghorn. I say.
He does a little bit sound like Foghorn Leghorn. But overall, I thought the season was unwarranted. They should do one of these every 3 or 4 years, and I wouldn't mind following certain wrestlers 4 years. Every 4 years, you get a complete story of what they're going.
Just carry on with WWE 24. Just give me another WWE 24. I don't need to watch this bullshit.
It's just bullshit at this point. Like they didn't cover the stuff that you really wanted them to deep down. Like, so the Naomi story. I want to know more about the walkout more than I care about anything else happening in her life. Yeah. And all it was a sentence of, they got frustrated. Things were set in the back. A different team was running the show. We know all this. And they just left. It got heated. Jimmy found out hours later. That was the part that made me go, oh, Jimmy didn't know. They were going to walk out. But I want to know what the crazy shit that was said. What happened? Something happened that led to the walkout. Anyway, we get no reinvention of herself and her career in TNA and bringing that back and helping that relationship. We got none of that. It was just more like she's back and always knew she had it. And then she came back and we had the Jade Cargill storyline. Basically briefed over that storyline. They didn't go over the excellent promo where she's screaming and crying and stuff and the twists and all that. Like they kind of just did a half-ass cover of that. Just like, let's get it out the way. Until she cashed in. It was like, oh, here it is. They didn't even go over that she got injured. And not injured, that she got pregnant.
But that happened later. That happened after SummerSlam.
Yeah, but you would think that, they have the footage. They know it's ending there. She could be like, oh,
I think that will possibly be in the Somerset where they go, now we have to scramble with a new plan of who has who gets the title or whatnot. I get the feeling that's going to be another episode because you're obviously going to have Naomi announce that she's pregnant and what happens when you have to do things like that.
Then the other big scandal was R-Truth. The relationship of Road Dogg Jesse James and R-Truth is something that you go like, you can get emotional about it. Like, this man, he really loves this man. They really love each other.
I think that could be us.
No, Manny, I don't know. Because you know what? You have never seen my ankles to be able to recognize me. So
you see my ankles.
I've seen them. They're brittle and shelf. So I'll be like, that's Manny rickety ass ankles. So in the doc, Road Dogg they kept it really tight lip of who knew that R-Truth was coming back at Money in the Bank to knock out Cena and whatnot and do the run in. And Road Dogg didn't know. And he's like Truth's best friend. They talk about their whole history, the K-Quick era, the Getting Rowdy and all that shit. And even they show images of TNA, which I was like, oh, 3 Live Crew. So they get to all this point, and they get to it, and and Road Dogg just goes, I recognize who that was with like just his ankles, which was a great reaction. But the thing is, we go into the writer's room, and they're pitching Triple H ideas about stuff with R-Truth and Cena. And Road Dogg go, hey, R-Truth wants to do like a hair for his hair. He wants to shave his hair for this and all that. And Triple H is like, so what? Why? And Road Dogg has no answer. And when I was like, how do you not have an answer? Sorry, Eric, I wouldn't be able to recognize your ankles either, man. I recognize those knees.
F both of your ankles. Hey, Eric, you don't need to talk about my ankles like that.
They hurt nobody because they're always hurt.
They hurt me more than they hurt anyone else.
Manny is LA Knight. His ankles is Triple H telling them, you're supposed to just walk down the street, okay? We're just supposed to go to the store, no pain.
I'm currently sporting a rolled ankle.
Jeez. But yeah, so they go over that story about his release and whatnot, and whatever Triple H is trying to spew, they fired that man. It was simple as that. It was as real as it got. There was no cover for his point. Look, they called him and they told him, we ain't renewing your contract. It's over. He immediately was like, I feel some type of way about this. I'm tweeting this out. I'm gone. Everybody got behind him. The entire locker was like, what the fuck?
Thing is, though, the Road Dogg said the most important thing, business-wise, of like, because of his age, I don't know if you're going to get the most out of that contract if you renew it. And it's true. It's true. And but the only thing that was outraged was R-Truth never got to finish on his terms. That was the thing.
Yeah. It was just like, oh, we're not going to do it. And then, I think the uproar, they brought him back and then we were on Truth chants and all that. But I would have liked to, WWE to tell us about, oh, it took a hit to our image and all that. We should have did this.
Talk about that.
Yeah, we need to talk about some of the stuff that they've had a bad PR year. For most people, that writer's room that features majority white men, 2 women, and a brown person. A brown person.
A questionable brown person.
A man that looks similar to, he looks like Dino, sounds like Todd Petgill.
Like me.
Terrible
singing posture.
But in most people in the WWE writing room is Triple H and then a bunch of hooded sheets going over what's going to happen next.
and some by Zoom.
And then burning crosses and whatnot. We get none of that. But overall, it was what it was. It's just extended WWE 24. I think they need to redo the format and just take some time and have everything fleshed out and graphics and whatnot. It seemed rushed, even though it wasn't. I just think that the year has just been in a panic and they don't know where things are going and things were off kiltered. Like, I just feel like they left a lot on the bone.
I know we haven't got much. I know we've spent 35 minutes on this. Trey Miguel has been released by AEW.
Jesus.
And It seems to be from homophobic and anti-Semitic tweets from years ago. And the funny part about the news is mostly because Dave Meltzer decided to put out that the release doesn't come from Tony Khan, it comes from someone above Tony Khan. Which followed with a load of responses of I thought Tony Khan owned AEW. Who
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, it caused all that. So yeah, he has. If you go to AI, you can find the comments. I did. I was like, what did he actually say? And so I did. And I was like, there's no point in repeating all this. You can do that yourself with AI. The point is, he's out of AEW, and I feel like he's on his way to NXT. They don't care about that sort of thing over there.
But he's not needed NXT.
They would take him in a minute in NXT for no reason. Just to say they got another one of AEW guys. Teaming with Hobbs.
Was he really an AEW guy though? He never was.
He's a TNA guy who I think TNA dropped the ball with because he had a really good singles run as X Division champion, and then they decided to we're gonna put him back with what's his name in TNA? I'm just gonna call him Zachary Wentz, but they put him back with him and reformed that team and kind of derailed his singles run. But he was having a really good run as an X Division champion, and TNA gets it its own way most of the time. I think he'd be a good signing for NXT. And, they say all these homophobic and slurs and everything else he has. Well, they signed the rest of the roster. Zachary Wentz dressed up as a Nazi.
That's what led to his release.
Like, what? Yeah, that's what led to his WWE release. So you're trying to tell me he can dress up as a Nazi, which this whole group sounds fucked up when you think about it. And he can put out anti-Semitic and homophobic comment. Like,
what skeletons is Wesley hiding?
Yeah, like, jeez. Him and Myron Reed, y'all the black dudes of this group. What the fuck? Y'all shouldn't be hanging around.
What are you two hiding?
Y'all shouldn't be hanging around Nazis. That's what it seems like. But yeah, I'm sure he'll tell them a day to be at this point. They don't care about that sort of thing anymore. They're on a different trajectory.
Yeah.
But big story.
That's the news.
Yeah, that's the news. It wasn't much else that happened. You ready to jump into Monday Night Raw and try to run through this real quick?
We could try. There's not much on it, to be fair.
But just know when you're watching every episode of Monday Night Raw, somewhere Chris Parks is sweating in the match. Going, oh no.
I want to believe that happens everywhere he goes. Raw, SmackDown. He's only safe when NXT's on.
Yeah. You either got Chris Parks sweating and dying about time and finishes and stuff like that, or you got Michael Hayes going, fuck it, motherfucker. Who cares?
I know my place here.
I know my place. I'm the best. Fuck y'all. That was literally his whole
I run the fried chicken gamut in the South.
I believe Eric said Wesley used the N-word for every day. He better not be. I don't think he should with the crew he's hanging around.
And you say everything. It sounds like he uses it for seasoning on his food too.
He do. Shit. Who seasons that chicken? What nigga seasons that chicken? That's some nigga seasons there. The nigga spices. By the way, on a side note, I know. The N-word reminded me of somebody. My boy, New Wrestling World Order, Hard R's with Mark Henry in his title, and I ended up watching this entire 38-minute video. It is one of the funniest things I've laughed at for. It's just a random. It's a 38-minute of calling Mark Henry a coon and Uncle Tom. It is going for 40 minutes.
The title of this video is Mark Henry, Hulk Hogan's N-word and Savior.
Yes.
If you want to go look for it.
Yeah, go look that up, Manny. If you were to click that link, you would be welcomed by a man just doing a maniacal laugh, and the laugh goes on for about 30 seconds. And I'm like, man, this is the best wrestling podcast on right now. I don't care if you agree or disagree with this man. This man is producing a show. We can never produce a show like that. It's too dark. It's too dark of a wrestling show.
So Gunther comes out, says a bunch of shit, but in the end, he declares himself for the Royal Rumble.
I mean, I'm glad people remembered. We're almost.
Yeah, but so it's not like it's next weekend.
Yeah,
the weekend
we're 2 weeks away, and we don't even know if they have an arena to put the stadium match in at this point.
AJ Styles comes out, asks for a rematch at the Royal Rumble. Gunther says he doesn't want to do double duty. AJ says he's scared, despite trying to goad him into a match. Gunther still says no, but then Gunther gets called a little bitch by the Belfast crowd, and then asks AJ to put his career on the line, and he expects an answer by the end of the night.
Yeah. So that was AJ's night. He would go around, contemplate life. He called Wendy.
Hey, Wendy.
And then she eventually said, kick his ass. Kick all the ass.
You think this is AJ?
I don't know.
That's too early.
Part. I feel like it's early. Like I wasn't prepared. I thought we had a full year of AJ retirement.
I thought we had a lot more. I thought we had a TNA run or something.
Yeah, but it would make sense that his career would come to the end at the Royal Rumble, where it actually all began almost 10 years after.
Marcus,
I think it's 11.
Let me tell you something, my brother.
Mm-hmm.
Saudi Arabia is the last place I want to retire. I want to be remembered of a show that was a good note. I ain't retiring in Saudi Arabia.
Manny, hold on. You've always wanted to retire every season. Come on.
But that's if we get paid the money, Marcus. If I get paid Saudi money, I'll retire and I'll take this microphone off. I'll throw it.
So it could end here, Royal Rumble. I think I'm more agreeing with you. That's probably going further down the line. He's going to do it in America, maybe even in Atlanta, his hometown.
Yeah, I'm expecting shenanigans.
I think he's just going to win. He's going to beat Gunther. And maybe this is the rivalry for the year. Or
no,
Gunther, I think he beats Gunther and Gunther kills him in the Royal Rumble match to make him go away.
Then we get Becky Lynch versus Maxine Dupri for the IC title. Nattie is backstage, and she says she's going to be with Maxine at ringside. If you were watching this live, and you were an international viewer, Becky cut the most international heel crowd promo you could ever expect.
Oh, meh?
It was so dull.
Oh, damn. I thought Michael Cole made it sound like when they came back from commercial break, like Becky just ripped this crowd apart. That's why they booed him.
Yeah, it's because she's from Real Island, not Northern Ireland. She's from Real Island, where they're not under British rule. And she went on like I'm a bigger star than like Rory McIlroy, the golfer.
Yes.
Well, this is like the classic like hometown heel work you get.
Also, this is the last update. Where the hell is Sheamus and Rusev? They feuded and they disappeared together.
I feel Sheamus is injured. Sheamus has got a shoulder injury. Rusev, I have no fucking idea where he is.
Anyway, back to this. They have the match. Classic.
Becky looked like she was trying. Becky actually looked like she was trying. Yeah, Becky looked like she was trying.
I feel like both times they feel like they were trying. I thought this was a much better match than their previous match, but that's not saying much. It was
Maxine tries every time. It's just level of trying is not the same as many others.
But then it comes down to the Nattie betrayal, which you see coming from a mile away. Nattie ain't got no business out there. Nattie out there just looking and scolding.
Why was she in gear? Like she was ready to, like she needed to beat her up in clothing. Like she couldn't beat her up like Nia Jax and Lash Legend when they do it in style.
Well, Nattie ain't wore this ring gear in a while. I remember we were getting UFC Nattie. I can't remember what we actually call her. Bloodsport Nattie.
Bloodsport
yeah,
Nattie.
We were getting blood. She ain't worn no shit like this in a while, so I think she was like, I'll break it out just so people can think I'm on their side. So she cheats and she puts Becky's leg on the rope. And Maxine's like, what are you doing, Nattie? Nattie, why? And it's just too much. She gets a manhandle slam and loses. And that might be the end of this feud. The
betrayal was so good.
Mm-hmm. Nattie's had enough. And then Nattie went to work. She started beating the shit out of her like the rabbit dog Nattie is. And hopefully this is Bloodsport Nattie.
This beating went on for ages. They cut away. They cut away to Michael Cole talking, and then Nattie continued. And then I thought
I thought she was gonna go back for a third or fourth time. But hopefully this is the introduction of Bloodsport Nattie, and she's a killer, and it's not the Nattie we think. So maybe this whole thing is a setup to bring in Bloodsport Nattie.
Bloodsport Nattie is I think the person that can actually make something out of this IC title, because Becky clearly doesn't care about this IC title.
Yeah. Becky should, now I'm only gonna look at Becky when she's working. It's like Becky's just trying to get people over. She's really trying, and I think she's 0 for 3 at this point. Maybe she got Stratton over, so I give her 1 for 3.
So Raquel says Stephanie isn't cleared, but when she is, she will be the new women's champion. Liv says Roxanne, despite her reservations, is her prodigy and her friend as they seek gold. Finn says they are on his island and he ain't leaving here without the World Heavyweight title. Yes, we get nonsense of Jey Uso declaring for the Royal Rumble, and Adam Pearce is happy Bron Break is suspended and declares that he will be ringside for the 6-man tag.
He's overstepping, Manny. That's Paul Heyman said, you're overstepping this. You're forcing this issue. You don't have to be. Why do you have to be ringside for this? Why?
No one knows. And then the first mention of this, because we still haven't seen the video package till later on in the night. The New Day are pissed. They flew all the way to Belfast on Martin Luther King Day for the tag team title open challenge. But over here is Jey Uso declaring nonsense for the Royal Rumble. And then Pierce is like, okay, fine. The Fatal 4-Way is next week.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Why would you fly them out for this on Martin Luther King Day? Carver King's his favorite holiday, as he said. It means nothing for the people of Ireland. No video package yet, Manny, and I'm watching the show like this. Is it going to come? I was waiting to be like, oh shit, they're not gonna do it, because I don't know if they've ever did Martin Luther King Day overseas in like a European tour. I feel like it's always in America.
You know what? Let me say, Martin Luther King Day doesn't mean anything outside of America, I don't think.
Yeah. So
it doesn't.
I was like, this is, if there was a time that they were going to actually say we're going to abolish the Martin Luther King Day video package, it will be tonight in Ireland. And the reason they're going to say, oh, we're in Ireland, we didn't want to, it doesn't mean anything to people out there. We'll wait till we get here or something like that.
I'm sure it does mean something to some people, some black people in Ireland and the UK, but like it's an American thing. It's about it's about the segregation that happened in America and wanting people to come together.
Yeah, but America's as torn apart as possible. This could have been a educational moment, but this video package happened, and I was just like, it's soulless. It's just kind of soulless. You got Undertaker talking his shit. By the way, the people in AAA, the AAA wrestlers kissing his ass and stuff. So you got Undertaker talking shit, Triple H talking this shit.
To a lot of Americans, it doesn't mean much here either. Is that to white people, or does it still mean anything to black people in America? Like, what does Martin Luther King Day mean to you?
I think
that's a question for both of you.
Oh, how dare you ask the black person what Martin Luther King?
You and you here.
I believe the man Martin Luther King is important. I think today it just fell apart for me because most people don't recognize it as a national holiday. No one gets it off. Like, I got to work on it anyway. So one day I'll get to say I'm free at last, but we're never getting that day. And this means less and less of the way this a lot of stuff going on around anyway. Where, you can say Happy Martin Luther King Day, but people don't understand the sacrifice that were made back then, or and the stuff that's still going on today. Like, it's still oppression for people's race and just appearance today than it was back then. It's just the same thing.
Do you think it's got worse? Like, because I feel like, yeah, there was segregation and shit, but I feel like people are way more open today about racism, like online and stuff. Like, you can get it anywhere now.
It's getting worse. I mean, they're popular, like that Nazis coming back. People like Nazis now. Like, it's horrible. It's a horrible situation where people are celebrating the Nazi party. Like, oh, this is as worse. And as terrifying as it was as back then, I'm sure it's as equally terrifying now. It's just that we're in a modern age where you don't actually have to talk one-on-one to people anymore, and you can just be online and talk shit.
Unfortunately, we have to get back to wrestling. This was an
Let
insightful
me
topic.
get Eric comment. Yeah, it basically it helped everybody of color. It wasn't people always associate, like Eric said, with black people, but they put every single person on their back in these civil rights moments of like can't discriminate and all that.
So
But
what, if what's bigger then, MLK Day or Juneteenth?
Well, Juneteenth is kind of just recent. Martin Luther King Day has been around for more.
Well, Juneteenth has kind of been around, historically, like it's just not been.
No, it's been around. Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, it wasn't. It hasn't been recognized as a national holiday. Is what I'm trying to say. Until what, like 3 years ago, maybe. So it's not. It wasn't. It's not considered wasn't considered a national holiday or whatnot. But in the history, Juneteenth will probably mean more. But but more work was done with Martin Luther King. The things that when you hear stories and all that, and and plus when you add more about the FBI wanting him, calling him, make him try to kill himself and shit like that. It's the worst. It's like the worst story. It's the worst.
No, you are not coming on to ruin this. You can sit there with your big smiley face and stay down there.
Yeah,
I mean, we already overrun. We have already overrun. We're not even Manny and Marcus's garbage time right now. We are still in prime show. Marcus, Division took on Rey Mysterio, Penta, and Dragon Lee. I just want to point out there was one thing that I had to rewind because I wasn't sure if it actually happened. There was a spot in there where Penta and Rey Fenix dived over the top rope. And then I see Rey Mysterio also in the air, and I took my eye off.
You mean Dragon Lee, right?
No, they were all.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Did something. They did all something to the outside. I thought Rey Mysterio also old ass jumped over that top rope. I was like, no, wait. I went back. I was like, nope. He did springboard on the outside. Yeah. Rey, stop.
Man, let me clarify. The luchas in the match was Dragon Lee, Penta, and Rey Mysterio. Rey Fenix was not in this match.
Maybe I wanted Rey Fenix to be in this match and not
Rey Fenix was not in this match. Every other luchador was on this show, whether you got a Grande Americano, Bravo, whatever else, everybody else was on this, but Rey Fenix was not on this show. Rey Fenix is doing jobs somewhere. And so they won. And how do you feel about the dumbing down of Austin Theory? Like, he came back, got a new look. He's back to doing what he did.
Are you surprised?
Taking pins.
Are you surprised?
A little bit. I was like, no. Well, I'll be damned. He's back to taking pins.
That's all they brought him back for. Braun Breaker, gonna be a superstar. Bronson Reed, they want him to be the next big thing. Logan Paul, he's paid too much money to be taking pins. Someone has to take a pin in this group.
You just thought it was hope for Vince's boy. We thought it was hope for Vince's boy.
No.
Poor Theory.
I mean, Eric's just out here typing things in the studio now.
Hours ago, you could have prepared and said, hey, I would like to be on the show. You know that, right?
Yeah, you can't come mid-show and then be like, I'm feeling lonely because I'm at home.
All right. Next segment.
The next segment was the MLK video package. 1 hour and 15 minutes into the show. But to me, this video package was more like Triple H going, yeah, we got black people that work here.
It was just like all the black people on the screen.
That's what it said to me. I don't know what it said to you.
it seemed very little about MLK, and then like, let's throw black people up there.
Marcus, they even dug up a clip of Apollo for this.
Yeah, him talking to kids. And I go, what year is this video? Like it felt half-assed. I think Vince took his love and care. I think this was one of the shorter videos in a while too. It felt really short. I don't know.
Yeah, but the Vince ones were getting out of hand. The Vince,
I don't care.
The Vince ones, I swear he was he was creating fake videos.
Shit, Vince had an AI video.
He had other angles of this Martin Luther King speech.
He had exclusive footage that only we had. He had him and Coretta having a conversation at a dinner table. And the Vince McMahon video package. It's ridiculous.
And they were getting longer and longer.
Yeah. So now they're shorter. But I'm more longer Martin Luther King video packages and more matches on my pay-per-view. That's all I'm saying.
Nothing really came out of Rio and IYO coming out and the Judgment Day, other than all of them declaring for the Royal Rumble, and then Raquel attacking Rhea from behind.
Yeah. Raquel's like, I'm in the Rumble too. And I thought Stephanie going. They just setting up a 6-person tag, I think, the week before WrestleMania or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is.
And then Bayley and Lyra ponder about winning the Royal Rumble. El Grande Americano versus Javon Evans that ended early.
Stoppage.
Javon got injured during the match during a commercial break, which they never showed how he got injured.
They ran this black man to the ground, Manny. They ran him to the ground. Now he's hurt, and it's over. This isn't the Martin Luther King Classic either. I don't think we got one.
He was holding his shoulder, but then many speculated it could have been a concussion.
They killed Javon. This they didn't have a Martin Luther King Classic on this way. I was really hoping for Finn Balor to show up in blackface.
Because your Martin Luther King Classic happened on SmackDown, and you know it.
No, I'm not acknowledging that.
You have to acknowledge it.
It has to be in the week of Martin Luther King. I'm sure I'm going to get something on NXT tonight.
I can't. To be fair, if I was going to discredit it, the only reason I would discredit it is because normally it should be Black African Americans that'd be facing off in the Martin Luther King Classic, and this was a British black person.
Well, it was a German black person against a you know what? None of it matters. None of that matters. None of that. Yeah, forget all that. We didn't get a Martin Luther King Classic this year. We covered you Triple H.
Adam Pearce asked Heyman to bring. Well, we'll probably get one tonight. Adam Pearce asked Heyman to bring Breaker to Raw so they can smooth things over. AJ spoke to his wife and said, "Kick his ass." Pearce makes it official. Kyrie says she'll do anything for Asuka to win the Royal Rumble.
What was this segment?
And then Asuka was like, "Don't make me yell at you."
And then Kyrie was just there, and I was like, "What was this segment for?" Just them declare they're in the Rumble. We know, people. Everybody don't have to declare.
The best segment, the best video right now online happened on a live show where Kyrie convinced the referee that it was raining by holding an umbrella in the ring.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And then we had the homecoming of Finn with his old music facing against CM Punk for the World Heavyweight title. Really good match.
Makes me sad. This whole thing made me sad. It made me sad. You see Finn Balor here, and I remember when he first showed up in NXT, and there was all this hype around him, and you know what? He lived to expectation, and showed up, got the title, got injured, fell back, never got back to the world title, ended up on NXT again. Showed that he's great on NXT, only to be thrown into the Judgment Day on Raw, where he's just been a guy sitting on the couch playing
video games. Can he leave the Judgment Day and regain his career?
Yeah.
I feel like Judgment Day is a trap.
Yeah, and then he comes out, he does his entrance, and you go like, man, what could have been? He's in his 40s now. This is over. I mean, he's still in amazing shape and look like he's 25 or whatever. But it's just like, this was a career seemed like completely wasted. Like, it seems like he's never getting that belt. He's in the worst stance as LA Knight.
I think he's better off than I will never see. I don't think I'll ever see Finn sat in the corner being told off by Triple H.
No. Manny, not so long. Explain thoroughly. This is the way it goes. This is what we have.
But yeah, this episode of Raw was kind of eh.
It was an episode. The crowd was there for it. I thought it was solid. It went by fast due to not being live, I felt like. But other than that, I thought it was an ass show. I still know what was
live. It just felt
eh. No, it wasn't live for me. It was live, you can watch it on Netflix or whatnot, but it wasn't live for me. It happened at the afternoon instead of the evenings with commercial breaks. So that concludes the show. Eric, would you like to derail the show now?
No, I do not want to derail your show, but
Oh, what the fuck's happened to your voice?
As I said, I told you I was on the phone all morning. As I said, Marcus, it was
So
not
that
live
happens
for
to
you.
your voice when you're on the phone?
Yeah, it was. I was hollering. It was live for everybody else because Marcus, I watched it live. I got to watch Nattie turn on. It's one of the worst turns ever because we all saw it coming.
What?
We all saw it coming.
I enjoyed that turn.
The beatdown, though.
I enjoyed the beatdown.
The beatdown through multiple people's like no one stopping her from beating her down was hilarious. But as you said earlier in the show, she had no reason to be at ringside. It's not like Becky has an entourage that interferes. It was just there. It was just
More support. Don Callis has no reason to walk out there every week, and he has an army of people. And he goes out there every week at that announce table.
Marcus comes out there because he knows that announce table is mid at best, and he's the only thing that brings life to it. So he has to go out there and do somebody's
job. What life is he bringing there? What life is he bringing to that table?
None, but I'm trying to understand why he comes out there all the time. He does, though.
Let Nattie support, man. Support your guys. And Nattie went out there for support. They realized this ain't it, Maxine. This ain't it. So I want WWE Unreal Season 3 to be about the rise of Maxine Dupri and show me why are we doing this? Why? We got why IYO getting good because she fucking Triple H.
Well, now, wait a minute. Now, don't go out there making those allegations like that.
I'm making these claims. The way she jumped in his arms.
Is your wife at home or is she contactable by phone?
No, she's at home right now. But
can you have her here?
No, she's not gonna get.
No. I'm gonna ask
my question.
We need female on hand to answer this question.
Is it okay, Eric? Would your wife be okay if IYO would jump into your arms, spread eagle, and start hugging and clutching and talk about I love you and shit?
Hell to the no.
I feel like Eric's allowed to hug another woman, but when that woman jumped up on Eric and then wraps her legs around him,
that I'm assuming that happened on Unreal.
Yeah, and it's just and then Triple H. And we talk about IYO. IYO's the greatest person that ever lived. IYO's the nicest. He's the sweetest. He's just a great person. I just want to make sure she don't get hurt. I'm going to do this. He called her a rock star one time. Said,
"Yeah, it was rock star."
Yes, Eric. He declared. He said, "You can take all this shit away from me. You can take it all away from me and say I have no production. You leave me IYO, and I know I have a chance to make some money." And I went, man, they fucking. That's the only thing it can be.
Let me tell you something right now. You know what he sound like? An old pimp. Like all I need me is an agent. Should I got me some money? That's what he sound like.
It was ridiculous. The IYO slavery. We don't get an explanation of why IYO was stalled in the Bianca or Rhea feud at all or whatnot. Just everything's better with IYO apparently. He even talked about. He was like, "I didn't imagine anybody getting over with this. You told me that 20 years ago. It never happened. But Marcus, her energy is electric. Day one, I knew she was the one." That's the way he talked about it.
But how do you feel about that? Because you've been riding with IYO for a long time.
I think IYO's all right, but I would.
Oh, damn! She's been sullied now because she's sullied. Yeah, she hate to say that she used to be for you, Marcus.
I don't know how you think she was for me.
She was your ride or die.
Not really. I support IYO. IYO's good. IYO's talented. Eric, but I don't think I throw the whole farm away for IYO. I'm not trading everybody away for IYO.
He's not.
Like, she ain't Shohei Tiny.
IYO isn't Bryan Danielson or Okada.
You're right. You're right. You know, because those people, he'll just be like, give it all to me. They the greatest.
Greatness is greatness, man. Greatness is greatness.
It ain't the greatness, man.
I keep forgetting to show these. I got sent this pin, which is the Macho Cat. But Marcus, I also got this one. I got sent Bronson Reed.
That's just a turkey. I knew it. I like the fez. I like the fez on the turkey.
It's Bronson Reed.
All right. But yeah, that's all I got today. I got to go to work anyway. So
I'm sorry, Marcus, that you got to go to work.
All right. Easy money.
I go back to work tomorrow.
You ain't been back to work in a month.
You always say that, but that's not the case.
When's the last time you been at work? I've seen you do watch-alongs. I see you on this show.
Wow,
I see
that
you on
still
other
gets you,
ones.
don't it?
If you told me you
No, I
were
don't
at home
care about
yesterday, I
watching.
would have done a watch along with you yesterday.
Yeah. I've seen you do all this shit. And Eric, that doesn't get to me. I don't know why you think that gets to me.
Because it gets to me.
That you did a watch-along, that you actually showed up.
No. I have nothing else.
Mm.
You know, sometimes when you get put through the ringers, the ringers just get the best of you.
Well,
I was going to be so mean to you when you start coming at my ankles. Then I chose to be the better man and say nothing.
I'm proud of you, Manny. Because I didn't realize that you had actually hurt your ankle again.
Yeah, we were standing on a wet. I was standing on a wet curb. Rika pulled, and then I slid off that curb and rolled my ankle on the landing.
Yeah,
that's like the time that I twisted my ankle when I was trying to run across the crosswalk, and I fell and I rolled in the crosswalk, and the man in the car said, "Get your fat ass out the street. I got someplace to be." And I ain't never been the same since then.
He did, man. The man wasn't telling lies though. You really had to get out the street. You would agree with that.
Before we go, I've got a couple of things I want to bring up. We didn't talk about this because we were stuck with the WWE Unreal episode for 35 minutes. Josh Allen's tears.
That's what it is. He played for the Bills.
Honestly,
he should be understand this.
I'll tell you this right now. His tears are what they are, but I think it's fair that he should get the same criticism that they gave to Lamar, they gave to CJ. Like, the thing about it is, like, everybody was, like, handling him with kid gloves. When they showed me his overtime record, that he has never won an overtime game, that tells me he's not clutch. Do I think it's the coach's fault?
Some of those calls in that game were terrible, though.
Oh, no. Let me just tell you, that interception, I don't understand how that was an interception. Dude was down.
It is what it is, guys.
I was just like,
I don't think a game should be made off one play, even though that was important.
Well, no,
I think they should. If they were who they thought they are, they're world champions. God damn it, they should have been up by 30 points.
No, the play that made the game for Josh Allen to show that he choked under pressure was right before halftime when he fumbled the ball, where he cost them 3 points. And what did they lose by? 3 points. I'm just saying. CJ was awful, but he tried in the second half.
I don't rate CJ at all.
I think a lot of people don't.
I think he plays like he plays for the Jets.
No, he was rated pretty high.
CJ plays like he plays for the Jets.
Well, I think a lot of people, the criticism that they have for CJ is that CJ has not evolved since being a rookie.
His third season. It's like his third season.
Yeah, but like sometimes you'll see.
I don't expect. How long has Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson been in the league? I'm not going to.
But Lamar
like
literally matured after the second season.
Yeah, not everybody is Mahomes or
yeah,
who's the other guy that came out the game? Bo Nix.
But Marcus, the thing about it though is that when you think about it on the surface of things, that you should not be the same player that you were in your rookie season. You need to get better.
He's much better than he is in his rookie season.
They say that he still makes the same mistakes and stuff like that. So
I watched those 2 playoff games. He's been terrible.
Yeah.
He's not good. He's not great. No, but I'm just saying, like, whatever. It's more like the Texans we're going to win the Super Bowl anyway.
The craziest thing about it is that when
I'm not going to put it all on him.
Like, the Super Bowl hasn't even got there, but the rumors are that Lamar Jackson might be going to the Raiders, and I was like, what? I was like,
don't do that to your career.
Go for it, Lamar. Go for it.
And I was like, oh, we're in a interesting.
They're rebuilding. Once you fire a coach, it's rebuilding because the new coach always brings in their.
Well.
Yeah. So once you fire a coach, the coach always brings in the quarterback they want.
You know what? I like the Bills coach. I wouldn't mind if he was the Steelers coach. I mean, because it's not his fault that Josh Allen he was in the position to win. All Josh had to do in that overtime, once they made the stop, was drive the ball down in field goal position, and he couldn't even do that. It's like he choked.
What could he have done different to say he's a is he a good coach? I don't see anything anybody could have did different. The game's played on the field, man. Firing coaches is just a scapegoat.
As people said,
the game is played on the field.
As people said, the biggest issues that they had about that entire situation is that the GM got promoted for the Buffalo Bills, and then the coach got fired. And then the same thing kind of happened in Atlanta, where you hire Matt Ryan, and then he goes and hires Stefanski, where it's like, wait, why are you doing that? Because I guess a lot of people was like, the coach wasn't that bad in Atlanta. It's just that, they started off rough. It's, you just never know. The NFL is finicky because everybody wants to blame somebody.
All leagues. You can't blame the players because you're playing them too much.
No, that's true. But sometimes you got to have some accountability. And I think that it's, like Josh Allen needs to have some accountability for not coming up clutch. CJ needs to have some accountability. Lamar needs it,
Or they just lost.
Mark, did you watch the Bills game?
No.
Marcus, there were passes.
I seen the Bills game. No, I seen the Bills. No, never mind.
No, there were passes that he should have completed. Those receivers were wide open. It wasn't even like he threw uncatchable balls. It was very frustrating because this was the year of Josh Allen. He had no competition. Now we're getting the backup to Bo Nix, not even Bo Nix, the backup to Bo Nix because he.
Shout out to Bo Nix. Bo Nix fractured his foot and still finished the game.
Yeah, man, something going on. I don't understand why he hurt.
I thought he fractured his foot on the slide, and that was the last play he was in the game. Then they hit the field goal.
I don't know where he hit it. The thing is, it's bullshit. I feel a conspiracy going on.
I just want to know who was at Bo Nix's birthday party. That's all I need to know. And I know it's Bo Callahan, but damn it, I know, but we ain't had a Bo in football in a long time.
I'm sure you had one.
You have to understand that, like, these matchups right now, it's like, 49ers got mollywopped by the Seahawks. Mollywopped. So, Benny, I know you have to be cheering the other team but the Seahawks so Sam Darnold doesn't get to a Super Bowl who was a former Jets.
I ain't got time for that. If you guys got to continue, I'll see you guys later. I got to go.
I was so happy that the Seahawks beat the 49ers because what's his name?
All right.
What was our former Coach Salah? See you later.
The new coach of the Tennessee Titans.
I'll see you guys later.
Oh, have a good one, Marcus. Me and Betty, we can have this conversation off air. No one cares about us talking about football. But shout out to Bob Hardcore Holly who wants to beat up Javon for no reason.
Is that real?
Yeah, it's a story. He was critical. He's like, you bouncy, get in the ring with me or something like that. I saw it on Facebook. I don't know. It might be real. It might not be real.
We might as well just wrap up the show.
Yeah,
unless you want to talk about football.
Not really, because who cares about the AFC? Like, the teams there are not really exciting. Like, you have the Patriots, and I don't think anybody wants the Patriots. But now with the starting quarterback for the Broncos going down, like, it's going to be his job to lose, right?
Yeah.
And then you go into the NFC, it's the Seahawks versus
the Rams.
The Rams. Well, that's different.
The LA Rams beat the Bears in overtime.
You know what? Shout out to Caleb. That was a hell of a throw at the end of the game.
It was at the end of
the half. Like the fact, and I think you agree with me in this situation, Manny. A player who makes that throw shouldn't have to lose a game. Should not. Shouldn't,
but you also got to take into account, was that just pure luck?
I don't know. That's the craziest thing about it.
Because I remember my favorite show, Friday Night Lights. They begged the question when the quarterback went down, the starting quarterback went down, and then the backup came in that never really threw ever, throws the final pass to win the game. They asked the question, was his eyes closed when he threw that pass? I think Caleb had his eyes closed.
It's a good possibility. But, I mean, he still avoided all those sacks. Like, the play was crazy. But at the end, he still lost.
Eric, I started playing Madden again.
Oh, no.
I picked up Superstar mode. You know my three-time 3-time Heisman winner.
Well, I turned on college football.
I got drafted to the Browns.
Damn, man, I'm sorry. And this is with Coach Stefanski. You're not going to play. You're not playing at all.
I played. I won a starting job after 5 games.
The word I saw, I went back to college football. Maybe I played my dynasty, but I went back and I played the Road to Glory. I was so mad because they're not letting me play. I signed with the school. I was supposed to be the number 2 running back. And then I get there and I'm like the number 3 running back. And I'm like, I can't get this coach trust. I was very upset. I'm losing all my golden years.
It's really annoying. It's really annoying.
And then you don't want to transfer because then you get lied to again.
Constantly getting lied to.
Yeah, it's like that mode was so close to being great until they had the lies.
It's like you have to pay attention each time before you make your decision.
Yeah, but even when you pay attention.
And then when you make your decision, when you start the next year, you're lower than you originally was. That's a terrible mode.
I had made it to the starting position, right? Next season, I stayed in school. I was the 3rd string, and I'm like, wait a minute. I rushed for how many yards? Why am I 3rd string? And it's like, I have to get the trust of the coach again? This is ridiculous. Yeah, I was very upset. But like at the same time, like the whole idea of the mode, I really enjoy it. It's just that, it's flawed. It's very flawed.
I think when you transfer over to Madden as well, it's even more flawed. There's this whole thing of the first season of you trying to win your place and everything, and then it just ends in the second season and stuff like that. It's almost like I don't want to play this anymore.
So because I've been going through it with everything that's going on with the car and whatnot. I've been considering, Manny, going back to a happy place a long time ago when we was going with COVID and the thing that saved everybody during COVID.
Animal Crossing.
I almost turned it on, man. But at the same time, I know I still got that stupid alligator who I didn't want on my island that's still there. She ain't gone. I know she ain't gone.
I haven't turned on my Switch 2 for about a month.
Well, man, there's nothing to play on the Switch 2. That's the problem.
Split Fiction's pretty good.
Okay, that's one game.
But you need someone to play with. That's the problem.
I understand.
I'm never free half the time.
You knew about that be going in. It was Mario Kart or bust.
Mario Kart's boring after a while as well.
Well, because, Manny, it's Mario Kart. That's the thing about Mario Kart. And it's like you can have the online mode all you want and whatnot. You can do that. But at the end of it all, the only time that game is really, really fun is when you're in the room with somebody talking shit. Like, when you beat somebody. It's simple as that. The online doesn't capture the same magic that you get playing in person.
Yeah.
Marcus work today?
Yeah.
Oh. At night?
I don't know. He normally does. He doesn't normally rush into work.
He's always doing money, man. He always about that money, huh?
Yeah.
I call him Big Money Banks right here. Shout out to all the working people out there in the world.
But we should probably end the show.
Yeah, we should, because we can have this conversation without anybody else being in our business.
Yeah. So like the video, subscribe if you haven't.
Stay out our business, damn it.
Me and Marcus will be back tomorrow.
They will.
Eric will be at work.
I will.
So like the video, subscribe.
Stealing that goddamn rental car. Bye.